Raspberry Pi Connect lets you manage one or many remote Pis through WebRTC, but soon it might be possible to control Windows machines too, all through their free service. I've been using Pi Connect with a Pi running my weather station at home so I can check on stats like wind, rain, and lightning from anywhere. I have another Pi at my studio here that I can connect to for remote SDR and ham radio stuff. I don't have any PCs I need to remote control, but my dad does because he has a bunch of broadcast software that only runs in Windows. Now, here's the weird thing about Raspberry Pi Connect. It's a free service, at least as long as you only need one user, and you can run it on all your Pis for easy remote control. But they also have a low-cost paid service that lets businesses like the radio group my dad works for run it for organizations with user permissions and stuff like that. If it's limited to just Raspberry Pis, that might solve some use cases, but my dad's setup, where there are maybe a dozen remote Pis and a dozen remote PCs, means that he needs Windows support, which is why I think he's still using real VNC right now. If Raspberry Pi could support Windows and Linux, that'd be a pretty big potential market they open up. And it looks like it's possible that Mac support could be added too. Anyway, this is the post where they announced a very alpha or beta implementation for Windows that you can download through this link here. Since they wrote the Pi Connect app in Go and it uses a bunch of standards like WebRTC and VNC, it doesn't look like it was too complicated for them to port it over from Linux. When we were testing it, performance was a little spotty at times, at least judging by my dad's and my own tests on a couple Windows 11 machines, but bugs like my mouse tracking being a little off should hopefully be easy to fix if they take this to production. But the install was quick. You just download the exe and run it, and then it pops up a little system tray icon that you can right-click on for options. Sign in, then name the new Windows machine, and that's pretty much it for setup. And if you don't want the full desktop environment, right now you can choose between a few different remote shell options. And I tested out the command prompt, which, of course, I haven't used in a long time. I didn't remember that it doesn't have the ls shortcut like PowerShell does. I had to use the old-fashioned dir instead. But remote shell worked, screen sharing worked. It was all a little too easy, to be honest. It feels like this should be harder or more complicated, but maybe that's just my past 30 years of managing remote control in other places speaking. Does this work for every use case? No. Are there some missing features? Yeah, it's not meant to be a full Swiss Army knife for remote control. But Raspberry Pi has been slowly iterating on Pi Connect. You can use it for free as an individual, or it's 50 cents per device for unlimited users if you're an organization. They even have some basic fleet management features now, like remote updates with A/B deployments. Like I said back in 2024, Pi Connect seems to be one of the biggest ways that Raspberry Pi is getting into the services field. So far, I've only had a good experience with it, and making it easy to manage Windows PCs and maybe even Macs just makes it even easier for me to recommend. If you want to try it out, check out the forum link below.